Okay, Mystics, I'm starting another series, and this is all about teaching you how your belief systems are formed, teaching you how it's impacting your parenthood, and most importantly, the steps that you can take today in order for you to start reprogramming them to be acting and living from that different vibration. Because as a mystic mom, it is your job, it is your role to be a cycle breaker. And until you are aware of what's going on in your unconscious, subconscious mind, until you bring that to the forefront, bring that to your conscious mind, you lack the self awareness to be able to make the changes that you want to make. Which is why maybe day in, day out, you're feeling frustrated at your kids and you're feeling overwhelmed all the time. It feels like no matter what you do, you can't get off this hamster wheel. Maybe you're feeling guilty for taking time for yourself, such as maybe watching this video or doing any of the activations that I provide. Maybe you continuously hold resentment to your partner, to your kids, to your other loved ones, and you're unable to really identify what it is that is creating this, why you are stuck in this loop. And so this series is going to help you to parent from a different place, parent from a higher place of consciousness. It's going to show you just why it is so important for you as a mystic mom to know exactly how your belief systems are formed. So if you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Emily. I'm a theta healing practitioner and instructor, and I help you to raise sovereign new earth kids confidently, all while navigating your own spiritual journey with ease, grace, and flow. It is a roller coaster, and I absolutely love every single minute of it because it is such an empowering, liberating experience to be able to raise these empowered, self-loving, self-aware, self-mastery kids. You are doing the most important job, which is helping to raise the next generation. And at this time we are at in this global time period, it is really our job right now to raise the next generation sovereign. And the only way we can do that is by freeing ourselves. So over this series, we are going to be identifying and breaking down a bunch of the most common beliefs. And over the series, if you find there's a belief that you want to know how it's impacting your parenthood, definitely let me know in the comments. Let me know how all this resonates with you. You're also going to be provided a very practical tool that I use for myself and all my clients on a daily basis in order to help you identify if you are holding on to any of these beliefs and if it is impacting your child's experience as well as your own motherhood experience. So let's start from the beginning. So your belief systems are running 90 to 95% of your reality. This whole reality is broken down into beliefs and energy or emotions. And so most of the time we are on this autopilot, zombie-like state, day in and day out, unable to really change much of our reality. And that is because we're always trying to do this work through the 5% conscious mind. And so my work is in figuring out what are those beliefs behind your physical reality that has manifested your physical reality, whether it is any dis-ease in the body, whether it is an experience external from you that it just isn't really favorable, whether it is you want to change and manifest something but you're struggling. This is where finding out the subconscious beliefs will make the biggest impact. Because as soon as you can change that belief, you're going to change 95% of your reality. So most of the time, our beliefs are picked up in childhood. In theta healing, we program beliefs from 4 different levels. But for today, for this series, we're just going to talk about the major one, which is your childhood beliefs. And these are what are called the core beliefs. And these core beliefs are picked up primarily between the ages of 0 and 7. So if you have kids under the age of 7, right now, they are forming their belief systems that they're going to hold on to until they're an adult. Scary, right? Because they are picking up their belief systems through you. And this is why it is so important. What you experienced as a child got stored away in your subconscious as right, wrong, this is what's safe, this is what's not safe, this is how I can navigate this third plane and be protected. All the subconscious mind is trying to do is keep any threats from you, keep your being alive. And so depending on what your childhood experience was like, you are holding on to certain beliefs that are going to be both empowering and maybe a little bit disempowering. And these disempowering beliefs are what's in mainstream we are called limiting beliefs. right? They are limiting you in some way, whether it is you're holding on to the belief of not being good enough, or feeling the need to be perfect, or feeling unsafe in the world, or feeling like you are unworthy of being rich. These are all beliefs that are limiting your ability to really thrive, to really be sovereign, to be liberated, to love yourself unconditionally. And so you picked up these beliefs in childhood, and it got stored away in your subconscious mind. And then you grew up and you came out of that 7-year period, that first 7 years, which is so important. I'm actually writing a book about it, so stay tuned for that. Once you came out of those 7 years, now you start building on these beliefs. Now, say, for example, you held on to the belief of I'm not good enough. Now, maybe something else happened where, like, I'm not good enough and I'm not smart. And so all these beliefs get piled up on top of each other until you end up having your physical reality around you and you're like, I don't even know how I got here. And I also have no idea how to change it. This is just the way it is. And you hear people say this for so many things of diabetes is incurable, or money doesn't grow on trees, or it's hard to make money, or things are expensive, or mothers never get a break. These are all belief systems that have been piled up that we don't even know how they came into our subconscious mind. We don't even know when they were instilled within our being. So, your belief systems, if they are formed in childhood, are 100% going to be triggered when you have your own kids. And when you have your own kids, there are multiple things that happen. 2 things specifically that I want to talk about today. 1, you will start to act out of your own childhood limiting beliefs that you picked up in childhood. You will start acting out of those beliefs unconsciously because your little ones are just triggering you. They're going to mirror everything within you that you're afraid to see. So they're going to start to trigger those parts of you, which is why motherhood is truly the biggest spiritual awakening that you will go through. Because they're going to reveal to you parts of yourself that you have suppressed. They're going to show you that bottom belief that maybe you've never even knew that you had. And this is common in most of my theta healing sessions with my clients. They'll come into a session with like a surface level belief, like I want to make more money, or I just want to lose some weight. And once we dig in that subconscious mind, we find that deep belief, and it is nothing like they thought they were going to experience. They never thought that they were going to hold on to that belief. And most of the time, it came from childhood. So your kids are going to be bringing that forward in you. So you may be triggered a lot more often. You may feel like you're a little snappier. You may feel like you overcompensate. Or maybe you struggle to say no. Maybe you struggle to lack or to hold on to boundaries. There's so many ways, and we're going to dive deeper into it into the series of exactly how each belief system will manifest itself in your motherhood experience. But the first one is that you will do your best to protect yourself from feeling the way that you felt as a child. The second way it will show up in motherhood is that you will do your best to protect your children from experiencing what you experienced as a child. And this is how the generational beliefs and programs just get passed down over and over and over. You are holding on to right now 7 generations of beliefs within you. 7. And this is if you have never done any of the work. If you've been doing this work, if you've even been in my world for a while, chances are you're holding on to a little bit less, because what our job is to be the cycle breaker, to end that, to release those cords, to send those beliefs back because they no longer serve us. But if you're just starting off, you are holding on to 7 generations of beliefs. And you being a mystic mom, it's your job to be the cycle breaker so your kids can grow up free from any of that. They don't have to worry about holding on to beliefs around poverty, around fearing speaking your truth, around being a woman, around being a witch. They're going to grow up with such freedom and liberation and empowerment and confidence and self-love. And this is what this world needs. It needs these new earth kids to be able to be the leaders of the new earth. And so whichever way it's showing up for you, whether you're trying to protect your kids, maybe you're a little bit overprotective. Maybe you are doing your best to do the opposite of what your parents did for you, because you're afraid of your kids holding on to the same beliefs. Or maybe you stop them from even doing or trying anything because you're afraid that they're going to fail and they're going to feel not good enough because you felt not good enough. See how it just all connects together? This is why your job as a mystic mom is so important. Your bond between you and your child is so important. And the more you can connect with their energy, the more you can understand how belief systems are formed. And the more you know how to reprogram these beliefs, the more empowered you will be and they will be. So now I want to teach you a really practical tool that you can use right now. And I want you to use for the remainder of this series to test to see if you're holding on to any of these beliefs. Because if you are, this series is going to be so powerful for you. You're going to realize exactly why you're acting the way you're acting. You're going to know exactly why things are just happening around you that you just didn't know why. You're going to also be able to bring that unconscious to the conscious mind, allowing you to make the changes that you want to make to be the highest and best version of yourself, to heal yourself on this journey of your own spiritual awakening, and to be able to be that cycle breaker so your kids are able to now grow up free and liberated. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then let's begin. Okay, so the practice that I'm going to teach you today is called muscle testing. So maybe you've done this in other energy healing modalities. In theta healing, we use a practice called the sway test. And it's super simple. You're going to stand up facing north with your hands by your side. You're going to allow yourself to feel the natural sway of your body forward and backwards. With your eyes closed, you're going to take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, say yes out loud and see which way your body sways. Then take a deep breath in. On the exhale, say no and see which way your body sways. Normally, if you are fully hydrated, so you need to be fully hydrated for this, normally you will sway forward for yes and backwards for no. If it's the opposite, take a big drink of water and do it again. This is your calibration. This is something that needs to be done every single time you muscle test for something new. Okay? Every single time you muscle test for a new belief, you need to calibrate. Because every single day, every single moment, your hydration is going to fluctuate, your interferences around you are going to fluctuate. So, for example, if you're listening to this and you're holding onto your phone, put your phone down because that's going to influence your muscle testing as well. Once you have your calibration, and you most likely, again, forward for yes, backwards for no. Now I want you to take a deep breath in, and on the exhale out loud, I want you to make a statement. It could be, my name is Emily, and see which way your body sways. Now take a deep breath in. On the exhale, say, my name is Bob, and see which way your body sways. So if you've used my name, chances are you swayed back because unless your name is Emily, that's a no for you. That is not part of your belief system. If you did sway yes and your name isn't Emily, chances are you just tapped into a past life, which is really cool but not helpful in this situation. So use your own name. My name is, and your name, and see which way your body sways. Again, hopefully it sways forward because that is your name. Then when you say my name is and then use a random name, your name should sway backwards. Your body should sway backwards. And this is how you're going to use muscle testing for this series. We're going to muscle test you for a whole slew of different beliefs. And you're going to come back to this practice and do this over the series to know if you're holding on to this belief. So for our first belief for being a cycle breaker for this series, we are going to be working on the good enough belief. So that is going to be coming out in the next episode. So you can muscle test yourself for this right now. You're in here in this moment, muscle test yourself. Take a deep breath in, on the exhale out loud, say, I am good enough, and see which way your body sways. If you want to get more specific, you can. You can say, I am a good enough mother. I am a good enough human. I am good enough to raise my kids. I am good enough to be on my spiritual path. Whatever it is, whatever you feel called to test, whatever your soul, your inner mystic is guiding you to understand, to know, to bring from unconscious to unconscious, this is your time to test it. Whatever you get, just write it down. Again, the first stage is awareness when you're healing. And you're bringing that awareness to the forefront. So if you're holding on to the belief that you are not good enough, that's okay. In the next episode, we are going to be uncovering how you holding on to this belief of feeling not good enough is impacting your motherhood. and impacting your kids. Because it is now your time to be that cycle breaker. You are here because you want to raise sovereign new earth kids. That's why you're here. That's why you watch this video. You're here because you want to free yourself in addition to raising sovereign new earth kids. Because you know that these limiting beliefs aren't serving you anymore. And I love you for that. I love you. I see you. I honor you for that. And I thank you for being a part of this journey. I thank you for being a part of this series. Let me know in the comments what beliefs you want me to test for over the next little bit for this series. Let me know how it feels to have this new tool in order for you to now test what beliefs you have. And if you did test yes for feeling not good enough, also let me know how that feels. Maybe it's something that you just kind of knew deep down within, but you didn't really know how to fully identify it and verify that you actually held on to it. And maybe it's a newfound awareness. Maybe it brings tears to your eyes. A lot of the times when we find these bottom beliefs, it has an emotional release for us. Because again, it's what that suppressed feeling is. It's what our subconscious mind is doing its best to prevent us from knowing. But now it's time to know. So, over this series, we're going to be testing certain beliefs. We're going to be figuring out how it impacts your motherhood, and also just the importance of knowing how belief systems are formed so you can now be a cycle breaker. I love you. I see you. I honor you. I'm so excited for this, and we'll talk soon.